Hello, everyone. Welcome to the NBA trade deadline, where I don't usually wear these, so I'm not going to. Um, where we are going to be breaking down all the trades that have happened. Sorry, itchy face. Where we're going to be breaking down all the trades that have happened, and then we are going to hopefully break down the trades that do happen. If we do get trades to break down, as it has been quite the day, quite the busy day. As you'll see, the bottom of the ticker there will constantly be going with all the various trades that have already happened. So here we go, jumping right into it. I guess we will go over first what has happened so far, and then later on we'll go over what is set to happen. And as we do that, I'm gonna upload my YouTube short, because I've been rushing around just a little bit. Oh my goodness. Itchy. So far the Raptors have disappointed me. Of course, in the Raptors jersey, we got the Raptors backsplash, but, we'll talk about every single team today. I have the NBA website pulled up here with all of the trades so far that have happened this season. Overall, as trade started on January 9th this year, which is kind of crazy to me, but, teams were waiting. Teams were being patient. That's what we'll say. Teams were sitting on their hands. It really felt like. So, either way, just waiting to see basically what happens. I'm just praying that there's going to be some sort of trade. Well, there was one trade that just happened, actually, that I guess we could get into. Jose Alvarado was moved to the Knicks. Not sure what the return is yet on that move, but we really like Jose Alvarado coming back. Well, not coming back, but coming back to New York. He is a New York born and raised player, one of the few in the league right now. So shout out Jose Alvarado, probably his dream destination. And it's going to be fun watching him on the Knicks. There's a dog whining downstairs, which is very funny here. Sorry about the silence. Again, we're doing the YouTube short as we're live, because I have great time management skills sometimes. Um, I swear it's way better than I let on with these live streams. As can I get rid of this? There we go. Oh. Now, if you are here from the YouTube short at some point later on, that's going to be very funny. Obviously not going to be as animated as I was in that one. But, if 3 p.m. rolls around and the Raptors don't make any trades, then I'm going to be quite upset. Just listening to a dog whine, and I'm like, do I get up? Do I go help him out? I probably should. It'd probably be the right thing to do. Probably, yeah. I don't even know what he's whining about. He's whining that the Raptors haven't made any trades yet. As we're just typing out the YouTube short here, gonna get it uploaded. Maybe 5 minutes late, but maybe that is fine. Maybe we could live with that. And then, shout out our irregular chatter, our moderator, Dave Collings, in the chat. That's 797. He was just out. He's fine. I know. I was the one that let him in. Or no. No. I swear I heard him bark outside, and so I went downstairs, and he was just on the chair. He's we know. We know. as I'm going to start whining like him unless we get some trades soon here. That's enough. That's enough hashtags. As there we go. Sure, it's been uploaded. All right, thank you everyone for tuning in. We're going to be right back. All right, the first time I've had to leave a live stream in quite some time. But gotta do what you gotta do, you know? That's not regular. He's fine. There's nothing wrong. In case you were wondering. Anyways, short is uploaded. We are good to go. I'm just gonna wait a minute here. Catch my breath a little from running up and down the stairs. I picked him up like 3 times and rearranged his bed, his towel, and now he appears to be better. So we're good. Shout out Yankee. Kicking around, you know? Unlike Bobby Webster, who seems to be done kicking around the trade market. If we're not going to trade a first, then what's the point? What is the point of even getting our hopes up? What's the point of even waiting for a trade? Because I don't know. If we're not moving a first, we're not getting anyone. In the NBA landscape that we live in, first-round picks are king. Like, we're not going to get Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder for 2 seconds. Plus, the big thing they wanted was DeAndre. I don't know. I don't get it. Makes me angry thinking about the missed opportunities that we have. Well, no, fake news. I just read a rumor on my phone, and that's all it turned out to be, a rumor. So that's fun. That's cool. It was something about the Raptors were finally going to make a trade, because I'm searching up anything here for our Toronto Raptors, and yeah, nope. So getting into it here, the first trade officially was Trae Young, CJ McCollum, and Corey Kispert. We went over that in a previous live stream. If you're going to be listening to this for the first time, which I doubt you are, go back and watch that, as that is going to have all of my up-to-date opinions, takes. Nothing's changed, really, in the outlook of the league, although I will say, and I don't think on this website, I don't think NBA is doing very good with its trade tracker. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm judging it too quickly, as we will go ahead and look on. But the Wizards are active, and personally, I like it. I like it a lot. So here we go. We'll get into the real trades to actually dive into here, as the Cavaliers made their first of many trades, it turns out, that they'd be making, as they added Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, and Emmanuel Miller, who I'm going to be honest with y'all, don't know who Emmanuel Miller is. Chicago receives Dario Saric and 2 seconds, and then Sacramento receives Hunter. Let's find out who Emmanuel Miller is together, everyone. He averages 3, 6, 6. He averages 3.6 and 0.8 per game. He plays 4, 7, 8. Okay. Guy doesn't play. Guys, maybe he'll be a guy later on. I highly doubt it, if that's what his stats are looking like right now. So it's basically just, where did we go? How did we get all the way up there? Basically, Cleveland is getting Keon Ellis and Schroeder, and Sacramento is getting DeAndre Hunter, and then Chicago is getting Sarge, and then two Kings second-round picks. I like it. I mean, Dennis Schroeder is probably going to get traded later on today, I'd have to assume. Maybe not. Maybe the Cavs just use him. I doubt it, but maybe they do. Either way, Keon Ellis, defensive shutdown guard, a guy that I thought the Raptors would be bringing in a trade with the Kings themselves. And I also thought this trade would be opening up the doors for a Sabonis trade, but neither would be true. DeAndre Hunter now gets to rot away in Sacramento, which I'd say is too bad for him, but he's kind of trash, so oh well. Moving on, Hawks trade Vic Krejci to the Trailblazers. I'm shocked they were able to get 2 second-round picks. Duop Reith, kind of a non-asset, if we're being honest with each other. Atlanta's been better without him. Let's see what Duop's been doing this season. Yeah, 2.9, 1.2, 0.3. Let's get out of there. Vic Krejci, though, I don't know. Why is Vic Krejci worth 2 seconds? That's weird to me. That's so weird to me. It's such a nothing trade. That's why we're just going to move on as the Pistons add Herter, Saric in a 3-team trade. The big thing about this trade, I don't know why that's the headline, because it's Jaden Ivey, young guard, talented guard. He's only averaging 8.2 this season, but in his prior seasons, we'll see if this ends up even. Hello, NBA.com. I would like to see Jaden Ivey's stats, please. Thank you very much. In seasons gone by, keep in mind, 4 seasons in, he's been great. 30 minutes per game up until this season where he's been used off the bench. And in that time, 16, 15. All right, there's an ad. We're getting out of there. But he is a 16 to 20 point per game scorer. This is not a guy that you just don't have as the headline NBA.com. Like, that's a huge move. I love it for Chicago, although I didn't love it for Chicago. I love it for Chicago to give him a chance, if they're going to give him a chance. At the time, I hated it for Chicago because they had 6 guards, legitimately 6 guards that I don't know what they were going to do with, because it was Mike Conley, Jaden Ivey, Josh Giddey, Ayo Dosunmu, Kobe White, and then some other guy. I had no idea what they were doing. There's 5 right there that genuinely should be at least starting or a backup for any team. Either way, the other pieces for this, a first-round pick for Detroit. Good on ya. Good on you for getting something out of Jaden Ivey. I don't know why you're trading for that. Minnesota gets cash. Cool. That's kind of crazy. Minnesota only got cash, and they gave up their point guard that was beloved by their fans and a first-round pick swap. Which, it's a swap, sure, but still, like, that's weird to me. That is so strange to me that you're not going to get anything more than cash out of these guys, at least a second. Either way, you do like it. You do like it for a team. And then Detroit, that's good depth, as they are still surprisingly really good. As this is more of the exciting stuff. This is what we're here to talk about. The Grizzlies trade Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Jazz. Now, Jaren Jackson Jr., won Defensive Player of the Year. Is it going to tell me when he did it on this website? No. But it's going to say he did it. Y'all can't see it. Actually, I can make it so y'all can see it. I know how to use computers. Okay. Why? All right. I don't know how to use computers, actually. Oh, sorry, guys. I do know how to use computers. Okay, maybe I don't know how to. Maybe I am 80 years old. This website is chapping me. It's chapping me, y'all. Either way, 3-time all-defensive guy, one-time rookie team, 2-time all-star, 1-time defensive player of the month, 1-time defensive player of the year. How did he only win it 1 time if he's the defensive player of the year? How does that voting? That's a fake award. I don't care what you tell me. That is a fake award. If that's how that works, yeah, you can't convince me that the player of the month or defensive player of the month even matters. But, shout out Scotty Barnes. He was going to depoy or defensive player of the month. Noms. Anyways, the trade. What we're here to talk about. Let's not get distracted. Jaren Jackson Jr. and then 2 guys that probably won't play, and then Vince Williams Jr. I like Vince Williams Jr. Good depth guard. So, Jaren Jackson Jr., Vince Williams Jr. for Walter Clayton Jr. Really good young guard. Played on Florida on that Natty winning team, if I'm not mistaken. Kyle Anderson. Taylor Hendricks, nice young wing, can hopefully find a shooting stroke in Memphis. We'll see. And then these 3 first-round picks. So 2 players that I genuinely like, and 3 firsts for Jaren Jackson Jr. and Vince Williams. Great deal for Utah. Will this help them win games this season? Yeah, honestly, it will. It will. They have a very fun starting five now with Keontae George, Ace Bailey, Larry Markkinen, JJJ here, and then Nurkic. Big old man Nurk, because Walker Kessler's injured. That's a very fun starting five. Their games are going to be very entertaining to watch. It's just, are they going to be any good? No. No. They're still going to lose many games, and I would like to know. It says 3 future first, so that makes me think it's not this year's first. Can we find the full trade? I want to know what year those firsts are. I want to know. That matters. I highly doubt. Highly, highly, highly doubt that those firsts, any of them, are this year's Utah Jazz first. Oh, that's so annoying that we don't know. Am I missing it? Am I just not reading it? I don't think it's on here. That is so frustrating. So if Utah keeps their first of this year, slam dunk home run trade. If they had to trade their first, that's a good trade for both sides. If the Grizz weren't able to get this year's Utah first, that's a bit rough. I'm not a huge fan of that, but if not, it's still 3 future firsts for Utah that could still find a little bit of time to, find their footing. Either way, super exciting to see a guy like Jaren Jackson Jr. on the move and to a bad team. Rare you see bad teams buying in like this. And when I say bad team, I mean bad team. Like in the Western Conference, they find themselves, you can't see the number, but you could see exactly where they are. Third last, 16-35. And this is a team that's buying. I part of me loves it. My initial reaction is say, yeah, love it. Why not? Why not? Let's see everyone buy. Let's see everyone go in. Let's force all these managers to spend, all these GMs, all these presidentes. Let's do it. Let's go all in on horrible situations. Washington Wizards. Because that is a future trade. Please be on here. We're just going to... is it on here? No, it's not even on here. The most recent trade is the Chris Paul trade? Well, the Washington Wizards would acquire Anthony Davis. They win the Anthony Davis sweepstakes. And they basically had to give up Chris Middleton and a pick or two. Very nice trade. We will see it later on NBA.com as it updates. But Washington, all in. Trae Young, Anthony Davis. They are going to have a top 5 pick this year. They have Trey Johnson, who's a super exciting young shooter. They have Keyshawn George, who's a very fun young player. Bub Carlton, who we'll see if he can get his footing just at all in general. I think he will. Personally, he's had some moments. There's a Bilal Coulibaly, who is fantastic. I love Coulibaly. Respect to Washington, respect to the Jazz. They're actually deciding to lay down a foundation for a future, and they're not just sitting around idly waiting for young players to be good. They're giving young players mentors, veteran leaders to look up to and learn how to model their game after and win in the process. And, there's nothing better for growth than winning, I think, unless you're Darko Milicic, or however you say his name, Darko. Then playing for that Pistons team that always won, maybe not the best for you. Either way, moving on with the next trade here, the Hornets acquire Tyus Jones. We're going to see him again in 2 trades. Basically, Orlando didn't want to pay him anymore. And so they sent Tyus Jones and 2 future seconds for, just cash, just to get money back, which is kind of funny to me. I like Tyus Jones, which is why it's funny to me. I think he's a very serviceable player, but Orlando has so many guards. Hornets do too. Hornets aren't going to use him either. Let's not kid ourselves here. But he's played good ball. He's a 10-point per game guy the last 3 seasons. Even going back to his time in Memphis, get out of here. Even going back to his time in Memphis, 8.7 points per game, 7.4. It's good stuff. I like this stuff. And then his his assist to turnover ratio was fantastic. He was averaging 12 and 7.3 as the starting point guard on Washington. And this is not a guy that they're going to give a shot and most likely won't even get a shot again in the league. And that's the crazier part to me. As a Tyus believer, Went to my brother's favorite university in Duke. I think he deserves a shot. Although, he's getting older. He's getting more injury prone. He's already a small guard, which doesn't help. Especially defensively, he's awful. So, maybe the execs know more than I do. Here we go. We see Charlotte receive Ousmane Dieng and a second-round pick and getting rid of the plum god, Mason Plumlee. And that's how you know OKC is getting serious if they're going to be bringing in the plum god himself. Now, is this the one I'm thinking of? And this is indeed the one I am thinking of. This guy, back in 2022-2023, averaged 12. He averaged 28 minutes per game, 12 points. He was so much fun. 6.3 rebounds, or defensive rebounds. Sorry, that's 9.7 rebounds and 3.7 assists. He was low-key carrying my fantasy team, and I made the playoffs that year. So he was good. He was very good. My team was also bad, but hey, we made the playoffs, y'all. That's all that matters. Here we go. Next trade. Jones headed to... What? Why? Okay. I'm on NBA.com. I don't know how much more I can prove it. NBA.com staff. Why do we have the same trade twice? Why? They need someone hip and young to manage their website for them. Now, I don't want to do that. I hate website building. Either way, here, big trade. Here we go. James Harden, Darius Garland, future second-round pick. What a swap. What a blockbuster. Shout out to James Harden's ability to get traded from any team in the entire league. This guy must have dirt on everyone. One of my favorite tweets that came out was... people were ranking James Harden's top 5 exits. Number 1 was the fat suit. Number 2 was him going to China and calling Daryl Morey, the general manager of the Rockets, a liar to all of the kids' faces. Keep in mind, this was after Daryl Morey tweeted out Free Hong Kong, and the Chinese government got really angry about that. So that's number 2. Number 3 is asking out of a Clippers team that is 15-3 or 16-3 now or something like that. That he has been single-handedly carrying, which is pretty funny. Number 4 was asking out of Brooklyn because of Kyrie Irving not getting the vaccine and New York being one of the only states that forced you to get the vaccine to play home games. And then number 5 was the Philadelphia 76ers one because he didn't want to deal with Joel Embiid anymore. Very fun saga this guy's had in his career. I love you, James Harden. But I like Darius Garland more. I was a huge fan of Darius Garland. I thought he played a super exciting brand of basketball when he was healthy. He just cannot avoid the injury bug. It is killer. And that's why the Cavs are moving on. They don't want to deal with whatever's going on with his toe, which it seems like it's chronic at this point with how often it is affecting him. They want to compete. They want a chance to win a championship. I laugh at them for thinking James Harden is going to be the guy to do that. Let's be real with each other. This is James Harden. It's James Harden. It's funny to think that he's not going to absolutely choke in the playoffs for another season. So, shout out the Clips, though. I love the pickup Darius Garland. If he could get healthy for them, I'm not saying they could compete this season, but he's 26 years old. They're going to have him for the next 3-4 years, and that's more than you could say about James Harden. Moving on, 3-team trade, another nothingness trade. It's more so a sad trade as Cleveland moves on from Lonzo Ball after half of a season. Now, Lonzo Ball is having one of the worst seasons in the league. In the league, he has been that bad. His shooting percentage, just in general, is 30. You see that, everyone. You see that. 30%. Not from 3, from the floor. He shoots 27 from 3. As a rookie, he was hated for being a bad shooter. And keep in mind, he was 36%, 30%. He's worse now. And keep in mind, this was a guy that got good. That got really good. Like, that got 40% from 3 good on attempts, on 7. Oh, that 35 games in Chicago. where in late December, the Bulls were a 1 seed, or at least a top 3 seed in the East, was one of the most fun times to be a low-key Bulls fan, like supporter from the background. It was a time to be alive, I will say that much. It was a very fun time to be alive, as DeMar DeRozan was elite in MVP conversations. Of course, he does that once per year where he has a good stretch. But either way, that's enough about Lonzo Ball. He's awful. He's trash now. It's too bad. Too bad. LaMelo is the only Ball brother to carry on the legacy because, yeah, Lonzo, hey, he got paid. But, man, those injuries just, they break my heart, y'all. They break my heart. So, Utah, shout out to him. Maybe he rehabs his career there. And they got some cash. I don't know why they got cash for that. As Cleveland got 2 seconds and Atlanta got Jacques Landale, a big man, bench guy. Doesn't mean anything. As the point guard, future Hall of Famer, first ballot, one of the top 5 point guards, top 10, top 5 point guards of all time, Chris Paul is coming to the Raptors, baby. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Chris Paul! Now, it is 2026. Very important asterisk there. It is not 2010. It's not 2020 even. It's 2026. He's not going to play for us. He didn't report to the team. We traded for him being like, you don't even have to report to us. So add him to the list of guys that never played for the Raps. Yeah. We would have to give up Ochai, Agbaji, I'm fine with that, and a 2032 second round pick to get the contract off the books. And the Clippers era for Chris Paul Part 2 ends officially. It ended a long time ago, but it ends now officially after he got sent home like a child by the team. Yeah, time is done between them. Weird saga for him. And then this random guy is going to the Clips. Writes to a guy that most likely is never going to play in the NBA. So shout out Brooklyn. The only people that got literally anything from this trade. Good for you guys, Nets. And funnily enough, the Nets barely are even part of this. Just money. Just a piggy bank. And then that's going to be it. But we all know that's not it. Refreshing the page doesn't show some of the biggest trades so far. As there we go. I can't wait for the Paul Barnes era in Toronto. That's now, let's not kid ourselves here. If this was prime Chris Paul with this Scotty Barnes, they're winning a chip. They're getting Chris Paul's first ever chip, but I can't wait for it either. It's a good one. As here we go, NBA trade deadline. Every reported deal. This is more of the rumor one. I don't know how this works. What is the difference between these? Let's okay. 2025, 2026. NBA trade tracker. Every official deal. 2026 NBA trade deadline. Every reported deal. Okay, so this is just reported. They're not official. But this is going to have a whole lot more. Like a whole lot more. Like these trades are all real. They just haven't been put through yet. And there we go. Before we hop into these, I'm going to be a good boyfriend here and text my girlfriend. And guess what, y'all? Yankee is whining again. Woo! I love it. I love dogs. And there we go. So, to hop into the reported trades, we have the Vic Krejci deal. We have the Keelan Ellis deal. Of course, all the trades that we've already been over. And here we go. The Bulls are trading away Nikola Vucevic and a future second for Anthony Simons. That was the sixth guard that I couldn't name when we were going over that trade from earlier. Why did they do this? Who is going to start at center for the Bulls? Why do they have six guards? Well, we'll find out as we continue on. Shout out to Chicago. No, shout out to Boston. Great trade for Boston. Bringing in Vuk is Big Vooch is going to change the landscape for the Celtics. A team that's been relying on a lot of backup centers, a lot of backup big minutes. I think Quaida has been their starting center. This is great. This is awesome for them. Their offense is going to be elite now, especially going into the playoffs. It genuinely scares me. That's a really good trade for them. And all you have to give up is Anthony Simons, who does put up numbers, sure. He's just not a winning basketball player. That's why he found his way on Chicago. Next trade is, of course, James Harden, Darius Garland. They made that one official real quick rather than just reported. And here we go. Dallas Mavericks are trading Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum to Washington for Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Ibrahim, Marvin Bagley III, 2 future seconds, and 3 future seconds. I said 2 future seconds. 2 future firsts. First off, we're just going to find out if A.J. Johnson is the guy I think he is. That's unique. I don't have permission to use Basketball Reference right now. Why? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do wrong, Basketball Reference? Why am I not allowed to use you? Well, we're going to be on ESPN instead now. Is this the guy that I'm thinking of? No, it is not. It is not the guy I was thinking of. This guy doesn't shoot threes, so it's Trey Johnson. A.J. Johnson, whatever. Really, Dallas got Chris Middleton and 2 firsts out of Anthony Davis. And that means that Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving played a combined 24 minutes together. It's bad team building. It is frustratingly bad, I should say. It's not just bad. It is frustratingly bad that even after Nico Collins gets fired, this is still what we're looking at. Horrid. I don't get it. Shout out to the Wiz, though. I do love it for them. Sure, he's old. Sure, he's injured. He's a guy that Alex Sarr and Koulibaly can take notes on defensively. Koulibaly's not a big man, but AD is one of the best defenders in a very long time. So, you got that. And I can't get over the Dallas Mavericks part of this. Now, conspiracy theory time. Sorry to get a little sidetracked here, but the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban, sold them to an ownership group. Don't remember their name, but they are a Vegas casino group. Like, they own casinos in Vegas. And a big rumor, aka conspiracy, is that they are trying to move the Dallas Mavericks to Vegas and completely, take over the team, because Mark Cuban will probably then sell if they relocate. That's what this is indicating. That's what the Luka Doncic trade was. That is what this has all been about. It's all one big conspiracy to get Dallas Mavericks out of Dallas and into Vegas. Luka Doncic being traded to LA. LA is a 3-hour drive from Vegas. I don't know that from experience. I know that from reading. I think it's 3 hours. I don't actually know. But LA to Vegas is like a regular drive that people do, like in LA, to escape the city and go off and gamble and do other things. And that's why they want a basketball team there. And that's why they sent Luka to LA, because LA's economy doing good. It's good for Vegas. And now, since then, they've been trying to tank the team. If it's a bad team, it's easier to get approval. That's the word. Approval to move. And now they're trading Anthony Davis, who, sure, missed most of the season, but is good. He's one of the few good players they have left. It's now Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson, and I expect them both to be moved in the next hour and 30 minutes. Maybe not both, but I for sure expect at least one. And yeah, they got back nothing in all of these deals other than lucking in to Cooper Flag, and that's the only reason they're relevant still. It's really disappointing. I didn't realize I cared so much. I didn't realize this was something I was gonna get worked up over, but we're just gonna move on to another weird trade. I don't get it. I don't get it. What are we doing, Philly? Excuse me for yelling, but what are we doing? I will not get this. I will not, and I do not get this. I do not understand why you trade a guy who before injury was first place in Rookie of the Year. Like, let's not pretend that McCain is a bad player just because he does TikTok dances. Like, this guy, whoa. Okay, well, that's... was not expecting that. He's not a bad player because he poses shirtless on his first image that pops up on Google, and he's not a bad player because he paints his nails or does TikTok dances. He is a bad player because he gets injured and is now not getting opportunity. That's what kills me. When he gets opportunity, he's so good. In this game here, you can't see his points, but you could probably assume what going 6 for 8 and 5 for 6. I mean, if you're good at maths, you would have figured out that 17. 5 threes, 15 points, add a 2. Little quiz for all y'all at home. Anyways, he came 7th place in Rookie of the Year while only playing 23 games. 23 games, and he came 7th place, Rookie of the Year. That is how good he was in those 23 games. And pulling up his game log. I'm a stat head. I don't know why it asked me to become one. That is why I'm able to pull up his game log. Let's see. If I shift this over, yes. Good. I don't care about covering my face right now. Because we could show you, this is, again, inactive all season. These are the only 23 games he played. Look at that stretch. Look at that stretch of ball. Look at the stretch of hoops. You're giving this ball to the Thunder? What are we doing? The Thunder are the last team in the league that need this. I hate you, Philly. Not the city. More so, I hate you. There's my room. I hate you, the 76ers organization. I hate them. I'm so glad Kawhi hit that buzzer beater against them. No other franchise deserves it more than the 76ers after watching this. I highlighted this game. It was the 34-point 10-assist outing. I hate the 76ers. I'm a fan of Jared McCann. Sure, I think he's a good point guard. I'm not like a stan. I'm not gonna like follow his whole career. I'm a fan of good basketball players, and I'm not a fan of that team right there getting more good players for nothing. One first, and it's a 2026 first. I have to assume it's Oklahoma's because this doesn't stipulate anything else. No, it's a Rockets first-round pick. If I learned how to read, then I would have avoided that. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't want to be on Twitter. Rockets. Guess what? The Rockets are good. This at worst, that pick is going to be pick 20. Pick 20. At best, at best, it's going to be pick 20. At worst, it's going to be pick 30. So that's what you're doing. You're trading away a future starting point guard for pick 20. And I know you drafted him at pick 20 or whatever. Can't believe it. Cannot believe it. If that's how cheap he was to trade for, why didn't we do it? Why didn't Toronto do it? I would much rather him than IQ. He's better than Shed. Like, he and Shed being our starter and backup would be perfect. Young, exciting, cheap. But no, it has to be Oklahoma. It has to be the Thunder that have now the best backup point guard in the league. If he's healthy, if they give him opportunity. Now, they could just play him 12 minutes a game and just kill his potential and kill his progression, but I doubt it. I think they're a smarter team than that. I have to move on. No, I don't want to talk about this. Getting up real quick, y'all. Now, some people might call this an ugly jersey. I've seen it on most ugly jerseys lists. I also see it on most beautiful jersey lists. So I'll let you guys make your pick here. I'm not putting it on. I'm already wearing the Raptor jersey. This beautiful blue Chicago Bulls. And if you see that, that's number 0. You know who that is? Bum, 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 bum. Oh, well, ignore the fact that that tag's gone, but yeah. Another one of my jerseys in my jersey collection traded. And this one probably hurts the most. I really liked Kobe White. I liked the Bulls quite a bit. They're probably my second favorite team. Have been for a very long time. I've always loved Derrick Rose. Kobe White, of course, Tar Heel, went to UNC. He's one of my guys. More so than one of my guys, he is my guy. I have his jersey. I watched that season of UNC basketball. I'm not a very big college hoops watcher. That season, I paid attention. That season, I think we had the, Luke May? Not Drake May. But we had the big white guy that was there for like 4 or 5 seasons. That was one of his like last 2 or 3 years, 1 or 2 years. That's the word I was looking for. We made a good tournament run. We played Zion in front of Obama, and Zion's shoe exploded. That was that season. Kobe White was on the floor for that. He was my guy. And I really liked him on Chicago. He was one of the hopes of Chicago basketball. One of the few guys that consistently went out there, and I was like, yeah, I like watching that guy. And now he's gone. And Chicago gets out of it. 3 second-round picks. So a 10% chance at a role player. And Colin Sexton. Another guard. In the trade, the Kobe White, Mike Conley Jr., and Kobe White going to Charlotte means he's going to come off the bench. I highly doubt the Charlotte Hornets are going to start him over Colin Knappel. I just searched the city, Charlotte. Here's their projected depth chart, and they have Kobe White as the backup point guard. He just deserves more than that, man. He deserves more than this. Don't talk to me. I'm like, genuinely though, this does upset me. like not like joke crying. He's been having such a good season. He's been playing so good. Like, he's not going to get 29.1 minutes a game. No way. That's not happening. So, yeah. Kiss these 18.6 points goodbye per game. Like, you can't see it yet again. I'll slide it. Like, look at these numbers. 18, 20, 19. He had 1 down year. 12, 15, 13. He's a career killer. He is a hooper to his core. And now he's going to go play for Charlotte, which, given the fact that I am a Carolina Panthers fan, this isn't so bad because my Twitter is flooded, absolutely flooded with clips and breakdowns and posts about the Charlotte Hornets because I love basketball. And so I get a feed of, they're like, you like Carolina? You must like the Hornets. And I'm like, not really, but like they're a fun team. So I look at a lot of the posts. I love seeing the fact that they have a 140 offensive rating. First in the league by like 10, maybe. I think it was that high. When they have their best starting 5 out there, which is Moose. The Moose is loose at center. Miles Bridges, the woman beater himself, and then Colin Knappel, LaMelo, and whoever. I was literally just looking at their team. I should have paid attention. Whoops, my bad. It's a fantastic lineup. It's really exciting. Their bench just got way better, I guess. Colin Sexton and Kobe White aren't that different, to be fair. We'll go look at Colin Sexton. Oh, ball sex is over. That sucks. That's something I didn't even think about. But Colin Sexton and LaMelo Ball, that was the backcourt there. It's over. Sexton so far has had Sexland with Garland and him. He's had who was he with? He's had Sex Son with Jordan Clarkson, and then Ball Sex. And now it's going to be, again, there's like 6 guards over in Chicago. So take your pick. It could be Giddy Sex. Oof, don't want that. There's so many different ones. And either way, this season, to stop stalling, he's putting up 14.2 points per game as the 6th man, which is fine, I guess. It's just not exciting, you know? Not like what Kobe White was doing. All right, that's enough talking about that trade, although we have plenty of time today as we're going to be live till 3 p.m. here on the CollingsThodeNetwork. Make sure you hit subscribe, like the stream. It helps out a ton. And click on the bell notification because, well, hopefully you don't want to miss a future stream, whether it's daily, whether it's weekly, however long you want to tune in. It's, yeah, we got a lot of time, and I don't think any other trades have gone down. Haven't really been looking at my phone, to be honest. We're still looking at this website. Here we go. Moving on, Kobe White. I gotta stop talking about it. As CP3 trade to the Raptors. Woo! Again, shout out to the Barnes Paul era. Here we go. Moving on to the Lonzo trade. We talked about that already. Here we go. Now, if you thought I was upset about Kobe White, Bobby, can we have a one-on-one here? Imaginary Bobby Webster. Do you suck? Like, do you genuinely? Do you suck at your job? Are you the worst? Because I'm starting to think so. I'm really genuinely starting to believe you're the worst, and and I've got reasons. This being one of them. This being a big, fat reason. As the Toronto Raptors bring in their new backup center, Trayce Jackson-Davis, who has been benched for 15 games this season. The Warriors have played 51 games, I think, if my mathing is mathing, and he's played 36. Tell me that ain't 15 games where Coach Steve Kerr, a good coach who knows ball, said you're not playing, you're not good enough. I want that guy. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the savior of our big man woes. Because we won't trade a first. Because we think we're good enough, I guess. And Jakob Poeltl's gonna come back, I guess. I have to blind faith that Jakob Poeltl's going to come back, and when he comes back, he's going to be good, which I don't believe in. I don't believe in that for a second. So that means that Mamu's going to have to continue to be the starting center, and this guy is coming off the bench, y'all. Trayce Jackson-Davis, whose numbers have gotten worse every single season. I called him Terrence in my short that I posted because I truly do not believe in him. Again, funnily enough, I've owned him in fantasy basketball before. He's been that's not the website I want. He's been a difference maker before in the past. He used to play 16 minutes a night when he was a rookie. That's a few too many. Either way, sliding this over. Awards are empty. I don't even know why I brought that over. As he is playing, again, 36 games. He has 1 start this year. He's averaging 4.2 and 3.1. That's a center. Y'all. He doesn't shoot, so I don't really care about splits, if we're being honest with each other. It's just, I just don't get it. Shout out in the chat there, Rio McLovin, love from Toronto, Canada. We always appreciate that. As breaking down our brand new Raptor, everyone, let's look at some of his best games. He's had double-digit points. Oh, sorry. Let me get this all the way over. 2 times. 2 times, y'all. 2 times he's had double-digit points. Perhaps the Raptors haven't had good management since 2019. You might be onto something here. As we could continue to break down the Raptors after this, y'all. And shout-outs to everyone here in the chat representing the CollingsThodeNetwork. 2 good games, and whereas game score was in the 11. 1 game where he had double-digit rebounds. Really, as a big man, he's only had 1 game of double-digit rebounds. And it was it the game he started? I'd have to assume so. Yeah, it has to be the game. Yep, it was the only game he started this season. So, hey, maybe in a few spot starts, he can maybe do something for us. But let's not get our hopes up here, y'all. And to your point there, Austin, in the chat, Raptors management hasn't been good since 2019. The Raptors free agent signings have not been good in our history. Let's see if I can get this a little better on screen. We already put Mo Bamba on waivers. That's funny. So our previous guys that we've brought in, Mo Bamba, who didn't really play for us. We brought in Mamu, who was great. Let's not kid ourselves here. Mamu has been fantastic for us. Don't really care about these depth pieces. Let's see. Because we haven't really made any signings, to be honest with y'all. We've made a few decent trades here and there. This website sucks. We're gonna go. That's free agents. Okay, this is not helpful, but not good. It's Oh well, here's a good Reddit post of is it true that the best free agent ever signed by the Raptors is DeMarre Carroll? And all time, yeah, DeMarre Carroll's our best signing, with some other guys being like Dennis Schroeder lately, Otto Porter lately, not good. Shut up Bismack way back in the day, and these are a lot of the older Raps that. But yeah, it's evident why we traded for Brandon Ingram and didn't wait for him to be a free agent. It's evident why we traded for Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, and then seeing in the chat there, so I'm guessing the Raps are done. Unfortunately, Rio McLovin, you get kissed that goodbye. It really does look like the Raps are done, unless they randomly have a change of heart and decide to send a first-round pick for someone. And from everything that I've read so far, we are not sending a first-round pick. And in today's NBA, the fact that you don't send a first-round pick and you're not going to send a first-round pick, you just are resigning yourself to failure. So, yeah, the Raptors are done. We come away from the trade deadline, most likely, we still have an hour, but most likely with Chris Paul, who's not going to play for us, and Trace Jackson Davis, who was on his way to being out of the league. It's disappointing. And then, yeah, seeing Austin in the chat, yeah, it sucks. It really does suck, and Sabonis off the table unless we're sending a first, and we're not going to send a first. I would then have to assume Giannis would never be traded for with this regime, and also news came out that he's most likely now not going to be traded, so see you later, Giannis. And if it's not going to be Giannis and it's not going to be Trey Murphy, who just dropped 40 last night, then I don't think we're going to get anyone, y'all. Same with Day'Ron Sharp, same with Goga Badaze, same with Yves Missy, who was my guy. I wanted Yves Missy from the Pels so bad. But no, it's Trace Jackson Davis because we were able to get him for 1 second. Trace is injured? That's funny. Let's go find out that. What is his injury status here? Because if that's funny. If we traded for 2 players that aren't going to play for us, as we see here. Oh, yeah, nice. Good shout there, Rio McLovin. As, on the 1st of January this year, he has a knee injury, and it looks like he's probably going to be missing some time. That's fun. Oh, my goodness. So he's not even going to play. We just traded for him for the fun of it. Now, I assume he's only going to be out like a week or 2 at most, maybe hopefully a month at most. That's so funny. He's injured. We didn't want to trade for Anthony Davis because he's injury prone. And this is who we bring in? Agreed. Fully agreed. Shake my head. As moving on here, we'll cover the rest of the trades, and then we will theorize a little bit on what we wanted to see, what we might be seeing going forward here. The Knicks deal Yabusele to the Bulls for Dalen Terry. just a swap of young players. We'll see if either of them find a new home. Chat there. So this is a totally embarrassing deadline. For the Raptors, yeah, we're going to most likely come away with this deadline holding on to IQ's massive contract, holding on to Pirtle and his questionable inside defensive game and injury history, and not giving any defensive help to Scotty Barnes and the rest of that group. And if RJ Barrett can't find consistent health, they haven't found any scoring options either. They've done nothing to help this team. The only thing, we'll go back to it, the only thing that Trayce Jackson-Davis does that positively helps this team is energy when healthy. He's not even healthy. So he's not going to do anything for me in the next little bit. Maybe he comes back after the All-Star break, again, 2 weeks away, and adds energy. He could run the floor. He could play with heart. That's about it. I hear people online on the radio coping, saying it's a good fit with the Raptors. Y'all know it's not. Here we go. Big trade. Kuminga finally on the move as he makes his way to Atlanta to play bench basketball. He's probably not going to start unless they decide to bench Zachary Risacher, their first pick, their first overall, not round, their first overall number 1 pick from 2022, I think, or 23. 2022. Which I doubt they do, if we're being honest with each other. So that means that Kuminga is most likely coming off the bench. Atlanta's lineup now looks like... Not a big fan of Atlanta, if we're going to be honest with each other moving forward. This is a team very much so destined for the play-in. Their team looks like CJ McCollum, Corey Kispert, Zachary Risacher / Kuminga, Jalen Johnson, and Onyeka Okongwu as their starting 5. With then either Zachary Risacher or Kuminga coming off the bench as the 6th man. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And yeah, seeing more sad Raptors fans in the chat. I mean, thank y'all for coming out. At least, we're here together. We're experiencing the heartbreak as a crew, as a group. Now Golden State gets Kristaps Porzingis after his 5th team now, which is too bad that he didn't work out in Boston. That really seemed like it worked until he got long-term COVID, which just killed him, which unfortunate for the Celtics, unfortunate for him, but fantastic trade for the Warriors. If he could find his 3-point stroke, he's going to fit in excellently. Now, it does suck that they don't have Jimmy Butler defensively. This does hurt, but it's not like Kuminga was doing much for them. And then Buddy Hield is also part of this trade. Do I think the Warriors are genuine contenders? No, I don't think they have enough by far. But this helps. This will definitely put them in the top 6. Potentially, maybe. The West is so tough, but it might help. Of course, that all matters on how many games Kristaps is going to play. Talk about injury-prone players. They'll be lucky if they get 40 out of them. As another trade for the Bulls, a very busy team this off-season, this trade deadline, as Ayo Dosunmu and Julian Phillips are going to Minnesota for Rob Dillingham, one of the skinniest, smallest players in the league, Leonard Miller, and 4 second-round picks. The Minnesota Timberwolves, I guess, are really trying to go in. This is mostly due to trading away Mike Conley, another bench guard. I assume that this means that, Dante DiVincenzo is most likely just he and Ant are going to be the full-time starting backcourt, which it's exciting. It's not really a traditional backcourt, but kind of like when the Bulls had Michael Jordan run point. It might just work. I think Ant is good enough for that. So, I don't know. I do like Rob Dillingham, but he definitely needs to bulk up a bit. He's, I think, 160 pounds at 6'1". So it's tough, to say the least, but, could be good. Could be good, but I don't know. Looks like the Bulls don't want to be bad, but they don't want to be good. I don't get it. I don't get it. So we'll move on to maybe a trade that I'll get. Nothing trade. Gabe Vincent in a second for Luke Kennard. The Lakers are trying their hardest to be good. Luke Kennard is just a better Gabe Vincent. He doesn't put the ball on the floor like Gabe Vincent does, but he shoots way better. He's going to be a great spot-up corner guy. They're probably going to get to open up their playbook way more than when they did have Gabe Vincent, who more or less is just a mid-point guard. So, good for them. Kennard currently leads the NBA in three-point shooting percentage. Good for him. I didn't even realize that. He's having a great season. As the Bucks don't trade away Giannis Antetokounmpo. Instead, they trade away Cole Anthony, another one of my Tar Heel legends. Shout out UNC, and Amir Coffey. They're going to be bringing in Nick Richard, a backup center, and Nigel Hayes-Davis. I don't know who that is. Does that make me a bad fan? Let's go find out. Nigel Hayes-Davis. What have you done for me this season? He has been playing. Whoa, he's been in the league for some time. Holy. This guy's old. This guy's 27. He's been in the league since 2017. Oh, my goodness. Maybe I am a bad fan for not knowing about that, but there you go. Part of a trade, officially. But now Nick Richard. I thought it was Nick Richards. I swear it was Nick Richards, but maybe a singular Richard. It's Nick Richards, unless it's not who I'm thinking of. No, not. Y'all, I'm confident. There's no other Nick Richard. There's no NBA player named Nick Richard. It's just Nick Richards. Look, I'm not the best at spelling. I'm not. We'll be honest with each other. I make a lot of mistakes. People in the chat know. This bottom ticker, it's a miracle that there's no mistakes on it today, and that miracle is copy and pasting. Why is the NBA website just wrong? Shams got it right. Nick Richard. That's so funny. That is so funny to me. I cannot believe they got that wrong. So anyways, shout out Nick Richards. To put respect on the man's name. Shout out Nick Richards. That's awful. That is awful. Moving on. The trade that we started off the stream with. Jose Alvarado getting moved to the Knicks. I love it. New York guy. What borough was he born in? He strikes me as a Brooklyn dude. As Austin seeing the mistake in the chat there. Which, yeah, not good. Is it going to say? Brooklyn. Called it. He was born, born Brooklyn. Had a feeling. So that's cool. Jose Alvarado going to his hometown team. All it took was Dalen Terry, 2 seconds, and some cash. Love it for the Knicks. Really do. This is just awesome. It's a feel-good move. I don't really care how good he plays, but, you know, he's a hustle guy. We love Jose Alvarado around here. Actually, I do want to see. I want to see the responses to this tweet. Dalen Terry is the guy they got from the Bulls. Knicks win that easily. People are making fun of Shams. Knicks did well. All right. Dalen Terry highlights as a Knick. Yeah, people are liking it though. Oh my God. All right, we're getting off there. So yeah, for reference, Dalen Terry was in this trade, and then got moved in this trade. So about a 5-minute career with the Knicks, and then that is officially the last trade that we know about. Until I refresh this page, and there's a new one. No, there's not. Well, we now have 55 minutes, and most likely no trades. If we're being honest with each other, probably no trades. But we could theorize some as we go over to Sport Rack. I don't want the machine. I just want to see. about... All right, well, we're going to the trade machine. Because we're going to go look at some of the potential names that could be moved. I'm going to go give them a grade on how much I think they will be moved. There it is. As now I have to fix my cropping on this. Actually, that won't be hard. There we go. I'll just make it full screen. Why not? We're here now. So we're going to go through every single name that hasn't been traded yet, and I'll give a grade on 1 to 10, how much I think that they're going to be moved before, well, 3 p.m. Now, we will stick around for about 30 minutes after 3 p.m., give or take, because trades do go down, get announced after that 3 p.m. deadline. It's just that is when teams have to stop calling each other, I guess, is how it works. I don't know. I'm not a GM. I'm not part of this. There's definitely more educated people that could probably tell me how it's going to go. Either way, jumping into this, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo. I give it, nothing's a 0. Let's be honest with each other. Nothing's a 0. We're going to give Giannis a, I don't know, 1, maybe a 0.9, because we're not giving rookie scores out here. Giannis is 0.9. There's a small part of me that believes that he still could get traded, but it's a, no, it's a 0.1. It's a 1% chance, and I don't think it's going to happen. So 0.1 for Giannis. Anthony Davis, he's already been moved. Zach LaVine, with the way the Kings are looking, they've made a ton of deals. I just don't know anyone that's going to take on Zach LaVine. I gave him a 0.1. Sabonis, if the Raptors will trade a first-round pick, then Sabonis is a 10. Sabonis is a 9.9. But no. So, given the Raptors' current status, I give Sabonis most likely a... we'll give Sabonis a 3.2. I just don't see it. I don't see it personally. Ja Morant, 9.5. 9.5, Ja Morant. I think he's getting moved, and I'm shocked it hasn't happened yet, if we're going to all be honest with each other here. Darius Garland, James Harden, funny enough, trade for each other. Their contracts basically no, not basically. Their contracts are identical, and that's why it worked so well. Michael Porter Jr., 0.1. I highly doubt Brooklyn moves on from a guy that they love, or at least I hope they love. They should love. I mean, he's been amazing there. See you later, Nick Richards. You don't need that tab. As same with LaMelo Ball, 0.1. No way. He's found such a consistent home with the group that they have now with Con Kneppel. And, hey, you could say bringing in Kobe White is a sign that they're going to move out LaMelo Ball, but I don't see that. So, 0.1 for LaMelo. Jalen Green, we're going to give him a 6.7. I'll let you sit with that for a second. I am more inclined to believe he gets dealt, but there's not that much that's going to be rushing the Suns into making that decision. Same with Brooks. I don't know if Dylan Brooks' name is going to be on this list, but he's a guy they could get a fortune out of this season. And no, he's not, shockingly enough. So, we're not going to do this entire list, but, I mean, we have an hour. As, here we go. We got some trades, y'all. We got some trades. New trades coming in, 1:55 p.m. The Nets agreed to 2 different trades as the Boston Celtics are going to be trading Josh Minot to the Brooklyn Nets, and the Denver Nuggets are trading Hunter Tyson and a 2032 second-round pick to the Brooklyn Nets for the lesser favorable of the Clippers-Hawks second-round pick. All right, I don't know why I got my hopes up for that, but, Denver opening up a spot, same with the Celtics. That's basically what this does. Celtics and Denver, keep your eye on these 2 teams to make another trade. And the Sixers trade Gordon to the Grizzlies. The old man, Eric Gordon. Oh, that's sad. He's probably going to end his career in Memphis competing for a lottery pick. Another reason we should hate Philly. Why Memphis? What do you even get from this? They get complete flexibility to complete conversion of 2-way contracts. Thanks, Shams. yeah, that's it so far. 2:03 p.m. our latest trade. As we'll go back to our candidates, we were on Jalen Green. I said 6.7 because I'm funny. I'm not. And now Chris Middleton already moved. Emmanuel quickly. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I'm so sorry to say this, 0.1. I don't think he's being traded. I don't. I think the Raptors are done. It kills me. Kills me, everyone. Hurts my core. It genuinely hurts my core. Drew Holiday, I'm shocked he hasn't been moved yet. I'm going to give that one a 8.5. Same with Jeremy Grant. He's more on the 7.5 spectrum. They both make so much money. That's so insane. Jordan Poole, 0.1. I doubt that the Pels move him. Tyler Hero, 0.1. I doubt the Heat make any big moves now. DeJounte Murray, same deal here. Little better, but I'll put it right at like a 5, maybe a 5.1. Slightly likely, but not really. Kristaps been moved. Andrew Wiggins, 0.1. RJ Barrett, 0.1. I just don't see these guys getting moved, especially not RJ with the Raptors and their not wanting to do a thing right now. It's whatever. Anthony Simons, already been traded. Devin Vassell, 0.1. Very highly doubt it now that, especially now that Giannis is kind of off the table. Terry Rozier's on this? Why is Terry Rozier on this? I thought he was in jail. Shows what I know. This has statistics. Yeah, he has not played. He's not playing. Is he in jail? That's the real question. Good for him. Terry Rozier must be paid the full $26.6 million salary amid the gambling probe. Good for you, Terry. Get your money. Shout out to whatever block judged the unpaid leave. Because, yeah, this is, like, again, the FBI was on this, y'all. Like, the fact he's getting his money, good on him. Good on him. But, yeah, 0% chance. That's the only one I'm going to say 0. No way. Tobias Harris. If the Pistons weren't so good this year, I would give this a really high grading, but I'm only going to give this a 3.1. I really don't see them making too many trades now, especially with how good things have been going. John Collins, 8.7. I think it's super likely. I think it's highly unlikely that the Clippers are done now, especially given that his contract is kind of big. His contract's kind of huge. What are they doing giving him that money? I guess these people don't realize that John Collins is not that good, despite having a really athletic 6'10 frame and sometimes puts up good numbers. He's just not that good at hoops. So I guess that's why he's not being traded yet. Nick Claxton, again, I'm thinking of this mostly from a Raptors perspective. If we're not trading a first, we're not getting Nick Claxton. Miles Bridges, I doubt gets traded. DeMar DeRozan, I maybe, but I highly doubt he gets traded. Kuminga's already been moved. Kuzma, I'm shocked hasn't been traded yet. I give that one debatably a full 10. If NBA teams decide to take him, there's a very good chance they don't because he's kind of trash. Vooch been traded. Jarrett Allen, I doubt it. Pirtle, I doubt it. Nurk, I doubt it. I don't know who they would bring in. He'd be a great guy to trade away to get, potentially a first-round pick. But 1, I don't know who sends that. And 2, I don't know what they're looking to bring in anymore. Colin Sexton's been traded. Malik Monk, probably the most likely guy still remaining from the Kings. I give it a 9. 9.1. We won't be a rookie around here. Of all the guys, he's got the smallest contract. He's going to be the easiest to move. Sabonis is going to be too expensive. Malik Monk is probably the only guy that they could reasonably ship off without getting a first-round pick back. At the end of the day, I think that's what the Kings want. Rui Hachimura, it's the Lakers, so I'll give it a 6.5. Zach Collins and Patrick Williams. Zach Collins, maybe. Given the fire sale the Bulls are having, I got to give that like an 8.6. Patrick Williams, a 0 because he's awful at basketball, and this is one of those times that I think NBA GMs know it, and they're not going to waste time. So, Patrick Williams, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Kevin Huerter, you've been dealt already. Grayson Allen, another name. I am shocked. Has not been moved. Same with Klay Thompson here. And Bogdan Bogdanovic. All these guys on these teams, Suns, Mavericks, Clippers, why are they still there? Why is no one taking them on? These are solid NBA players. These are guys that are going to give you quality minutes. Weird to me. Terrence Mann, not going to get traded. He's not worth $15 million. The Nets are just eating that contract. John Isaac, highly doubt it. I think he's a Magic lifer at this point. Daniel Gafford, shocked he hasn't been traded. I would love the Raptors to get him. The fact the Raptors haven't got him makes me sick. Another guy, even Daniel Gafford, he feels like a guy to me that you don't necessarily need a first-round pick to bring into town. And yet we decided on Jackson Davis. Now, of course, that Jackson Davis deal isn't official. It's just been reported. I'm praying that for some reason they go back on it. I would honestly rather the second-round pick. Either way, Karis LeVert, shocked he hasn't been traded. But the part of me is saying, like, he's been really bad this year. So if the Pistons are going to trade him, they most likely have to package a pick with him. Obi Toppin, he's most likely just going to stick around. Josh Green, Grant Williams, I assume they're going to stick around too. Bobby Portis, shocked he hasn't been traded. I'm shocked he is still on Milwaukee, if we're being real with each other. Kelly Olynyk, Robert Williams also joined that club of, how are they still there? I'm shocked. I would rather him waived than the trade not go through. Yeah, there's a point to it. As we go on through the list, Moses Moody, I think now with Kuminga out of town, this opens up the door for Moses Moody to, take some minutes. Vanderbilt, I don't know who takes on Jared Vanderbilt, but maybe the Lakers. Again, it's the Lakers. If you haven't noticed, I've thrown away the grading system because all these guys are just, depth guys. Is there any exciting names still in these really cheap contracts? No? Okay. Maybe Kyle Lowry. I would love to see Kyle Lowry back in town. That's the only one, though. As we'll hop back over to here. We'll reset up the cropping on this as we got about 40 minutes now. We've seen some of the names that could potentially get traded. Will they get traded? No. But the optimist in me says that we still have an exciting time ahead of us. I'd like to think so. But, yeah, so back on NBA.com as we sit patiently and wait. Now, we're going to focus on the Raptors part of the NBA trade deadline here, and I guess we'll pivot to what I would do if I was the Raptors general manager, a.k.a. Bobby Webster, for anyone that doesn't know. There you go. Now you know. Sorry. I assume you would know. And I'm sorry to insult your intelligence, but if I was him, IQ, I'm getting off this roster no matter what. I don't care how good he played 2 weeks ago. I don't care how good he could play next week. I don't like that contract. I don't want to pay that contract. Let's get him out of here. Whether or not it's going to be bringing in a player of equal value or it's just a cap dump, right now, looking more like a cap dump. I remember I read one trade that was we sent IQ and a second-round pick to the Bulls for Ayo Dosunmu. That's over now. Whoops. I don't really know what we could do. We could go to the Kings and be like, give us Russell Westbrook. We'll give you Emmanuel quickly. Of course, if we're going to the Kings, it better be for Sabonis. Now, Sabonis is still my number 2, especially after last night. Trey Murphy is far and away the guy I want to bring in. Now, he is 6'8". He is another one of those lengthy wings. I don't know if you're able to read that text. It's horribly pixelated. But I would love to see this guy come into town and play alongside Scotty. He is averaging 22, 5.8, so 6, 22, 8, 22, 6, and 3.7 with 1.6 blocks. Steals. He's not a block guy. He's a steal guy, and he's one of the best steals guy in the league. And then his 3-point shooting, 37 on 8.5. That's the guy I want. That is the guy I want on this Raptors team. If it's not going to be Sabonis, which it really looks like it's not going to be Sabonis. Now, why would the Pels do this? I don't know. Wishful thinking. Because the Pels have Jordan Poole. The Pels have DeJounte Murray. They don't need another guard. They did just trade Jose Alvarado, to be fair, but yeah, he just had 44, 6-6 last night. They're not trading him. So yeah, wishful thinking. Might as well just get that out of my head. Some other guys I didn't go over. Hey, shout out Real McLovin for the subscribe. We love to hear that here at the CollingsThodeNetwork. Of course, we do these live streams just about every single day. So you can expect that little moving for it. And next guy I'm looking at, Goga Bitadze, 6'11", 250. This is the guy that, like, if you want to only send, well, the Magic said they want a first. But, like, if you want to send a first, this guy's my number 2. He averages 5.9, 5.1. It's small bench minutes. I think he barely plays 20. Nah, if y'all don't know about Yves Missy, this is the guy. He is a monster out there in the best possible way. 6'11", 235. His numbers in limited minutes are so good. And again, shout out to you. Shout out to everyone tuning in here for our special extra long live stream where we're talking about the NBA trade deadline. If you are in the stream, make sure hit that subscribe, just like Rio McLovin. Thank you so much. As last year, Yves Missy led the Pelicans in win shares. It was 3.3. It's not a lot. Keep in mind, Brandon Ingram is like top 5 in win shares all time for the Pelicans. Bad franchise. But this guy right here, who put up 9.1 and 8.2 as a rookie starting games, 26.8 minutes a night. He's not getting the opportunity now that Zion's fully healthy, which sucks. He's only started 7 games of the 45 that he's played, 5.6, 5.7 on 19.3 minutes a game. Crazy to me that he's, 1, not getting more minutes, and 2, not getting traded for by the Raptors. We could start him. We could harness that 8.2 rebounds and 1.3 blocks per game. He's averaging 1.4. He's averaging more blocks per game on not 10, just about 6 less minutes per game. As a new trade coming in there, we got Nolan Thode jumping into the chat and saying the Pacers trade for Zubac, and they already got the jersey swap going. As this just in, Benedict Mathurin is going to the Clippers for Ivica Zubac. Talk about another center the Raptors could have used. And talk about another center we are not going to get. And if it's just Benedict Mathurin and no first-round picks, we might be ending the stream early because I'm going to destroy everything in my general vicinity. Because Zubac, I talked about this guy back in November. I talked about this guy in December. I talked about how the Clippers, God forbid they were going to sell their players. They don't have their own first. The Thunder have it. Well, we should get him. And instead, the 14-seeded Pacers get him? Because that's going to fix everything. That's going to fix it all. That's crazy. That's crazy. Please fire the Webster. Fully agree right now. If this is players that are available and we're not bringing in, Why are we not bringing in one of the best defensive rebounding big men in the league? I don't get it. As we see Nolan saying, hoping there's something else coming in the next half hour. And, well, we only got about half an hour. Where did the time go? Time flies. Oh, my goodness. That's bad. I thought we still had like 40 minutes. We only got 35. It's only been 5 minutes. A little overreaction, but That's it. What else is it? There's got to be more details. There's got to be more picks. There's got to be more picks going the way of the Clippers. We don't know all the details yet, but we'll make predictions together here. I think the Clippers are going to be bringing in a first-round pick swap and then 2 seconds. If the Clippers are giving up picks in this trade, that is ridiculous. Sorry, double metal noise. And part of me is worried that that's the way the picks are going to go here. I will scour for what the full trade is going to be, as this year's deadline sucks. Yeah, you might have a point here. I mean, hey, for all us Raptors fans, absolutely. This is atrocious, but been exciting enough, I guess. Also, I googled Zubac trade, and one of the top Twitter accounts, shout out to him, is @DailyZubac. It's a daily reminder that the Los Angeles Lakers traded away Ivanka Zubac because JaVale McGee wanted to play more minutes. Hey, they won a championship, so it worked, I guess. But yeah, that's wild. As we see Taylor Houston on Twitter talking Raps and Kings trade. I feel like we've been hearing about that for the last 3 days. So I'm starting to get in that boy who cried wolf unfortunate situation. And 2 firsts. Wow. 2 firsts. I'm hearing a lot of different reports here. I'm reading one tweet saying the Pacers trade 4, which no way. But oh my goodness. That's crazy. 2 firsts and a young player. And that's why the Raptors aren't trading for him. Good for the Clippers for getting genuine value out of him. Like, very good for the Clippers here. If they're able to get 2 first-round picks, regardless of protections. I really like that. That's a great pickup. Especially when the league kind of knows that the Clippers are screwed, more or less. Only word for it. Clippers are so screwed that the league, we don't have to really go crazy on giving Clippers assets because they either retain their guys and then continue on this season or they, get first, I guess. As we see the chat, the Kings are willing to part ways with multiple assets as discussions have revolved around Malik Monk and draft compensation. And so anyone who was on the stream earlier on when we were breaking down the potential list of candidates, Malik Monk, I said, was the most likely guy to be traded. And as we stand here, thank you so much for the info there in the chat. Yeah, that remains to be the case. Again, Zach LaVine, no way. No team is going to want that contract for how unvaluable he is. He's productive, I guess. Same with DeMar DeRozan. Too old for the contract he is on for any real contending team to want him. Domantas Sabonis, big contract, makes it tougher for teams to get him. But if the Raptors aren't trading first, no one's going to get him. And then we see Malik Monk, who is most likely going to be the guy. And then we got Nolan in the chat there saying, Sham's tweet, the Pacers are sending Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, who coming off an Achilles tear early last year, could be something still. He's a young player. And 2 first-round picks and 1 second-round pick for Zubac and Kobe Brown. Kobe Brown also being a young player. We'll see. But Isaiah Jackson and Benedict Mathurin are genuine players, genuine role players, like rotation guys. And 2 first-round picks, fantastic from the Clippers. I really like that deal for them. And here we go. It just updated on my website too, but thank you so much. Nolan Thode in the chat there, giving me the info, keeping me up to date. We appreciate that. As, yeah. I like this trade for both sides, I guess. I don't really get it, if we're being honest, for the Pacers. I guess they're really banking on Halliburton coming back and next year being their year again. And they're going to keep Zubac around, I guess. That's really my only guess for what they're considering here, because again, NBA standings. Oh, you can. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they're in last. As shout out to Skywalk in there in the chat. What is up? Welcome to the stream as we talk about the NBA trade deadline, and just went down. The Ivica Zubac traded away, and yeah, Bobby, do something. Aren't we all in agreement here as the 13 and 38 Pacers become buyers, but the 30 and 22 Raptors aren't? To add on to that, the 16 and 35 Jazz are buyers. Jaren Jackson Jr. And yet the 30 and 22 Raptors aren't. Do something. I fully agree. Thank you, Skywalking 22, because fully agreed. Crazy. It is actually crazy, and we're seeing Nolan in the chat. Clippers, low-key winners of the deadline, saying goodbye to the Harden era. Quick retool. Garland, Mathurin, picks, and they still got Kawhi Leonard. I like it. I like it for the Clippers. I really do. And yeah, it is shocking. Shocking seeing us doing nothing. As yeah, the East continues to get better. The Pistons standing pat with this really, really solid roster. The Knicks got Jose Alvarado. We got the Celtics that just picked up. Oh, who was it? Oh my goodness. Vucevic. Oh my goodness. We got the Cavaliers that brought in Harden. We got the 76ers that are making everyone else worse with their trades. The 76ers have not impressed me either. And then us. The Magic have gotten better. The Hawks have gotten better, in my opinion. I don't really like Kristaps Porzingis. It's crazy to me. And then I like Mathurin. The Pacers got better. Yeah. And yeah, I like it for Mathurin too. I fully agree with you there, Rio, as Mathurin's going to get a really good opportunity. He's going to get to play that Norman Powell role that last year Norm played, He's going to get to excel, you would hope. One of our Canadian guys, you always got to cheer on the Canadians in the league. So shout out Benedict Mathurin. Love the situation for him. And yes, make sure you go down. You like the stream as it helps out so much here on the CollingsThodeNetwork. Also make sure you hit subscribe as we only got under 30 minutes left of our trade deadline. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in as it seems like the more people getting involved, the more trades we are seeing. Because, yeah, this has been... It's getting better. The biggest problem, no Giannis. Which just sucks. That was going to make this trade deadline one of the all-timers. Giannis, a bonus maybe. As we see here in the chat, genuine question. Are the Raptors going to tank the rest of the season? And it feels like it. It feels like this team can either get Pirtle back and find that stretch they had when they won, what was it, like 15 games out of like a 20-game stretch. We won like 9 in a row. It was a very fun start to the year. But if we're not buying in on this team, then maybe tank is a bit extreme. But if we're not buying in on this team, it's a waste of a year. It really is. Sure, Brandon Ingram's not too old. Same with Scotty Barnes. Same with RJ Barrett. We're not like an old team, but we can genuinely compete. We genuinely can. And while it's not a tank, we seem like we're kind of wasting time spinning our tires in the mud if we're just going to stand pat with this roster. It is weird. So weird to me. Yeah, don't get that as... And then again, to your point as well, what makes it seem like we're tanking, we're bringing in Chris Paul to just be a write-off, and then Jackson Davis to be a first injured for a bit, and then an end-of-the-bench write-off. Mo Bamba Mo is basically the same as Jackson Davis. So yeah, it does feel like they're tanking by not bringing anyone in. Love the question, as we see here, Nolan in the chat as well, saying weird protection on one of the first going to LA. It's a 2026 first. 1 through 4 and 10 through 30 are protected. If it lands on 1 or 4, the Pacers keep it. And then 10 through 30, the Pacers keep it. So if it's 5 through 9, it's Ellie's pick. And if not, then it defers to 2031. Sure. Steve Ballmer getting real creative, looking over the shoulder of the GM of the Clippers, saying, add a little extra sauce on that for me. Make that a little unique. I don't know. The Clippers are such a weird franchise. And then another question there. Why did we waive Mo Bamba for another size player? Exactly. I don't get it. Mo Bamba is better than Jackson Davis. Let's fact check that. We're not just going to make claims and not fact check it. Ignore what he's done for us this season. He didn't play. But in the past, his numbers, very comparable as we slide this over. Very comparable. He averaged 10 for a season, more than Jackson Davis could say he's ever done in his career. And that's a low bar. It's a very low bar. That was, of course, the only season where he was starting. And then seeing in the chat here, it was announced earlier that RJ Barrett, who has been linked to the Kings and Scott Perry leading up to the trade deadline, is out for the Raptors tonight due to injury management. That makes it seem like we're going to be moving him, that they don't want him getting injured before, well, something that's going to, well, not tomorrow. That either means that we're moving him and they don't want him getting injured, which that doesn't make sense, actually. Or two, now that he's injured, he's officially off the list because he is now an injured player. I don't know. The rules are so weird with the NBA trades. Either way, Mo Bamba, why? Why are we not bringing this guy in? Keep in mind, he was also a big man that could shoot threes. Jackson Davis can't shoot anything. He couldn't shoot the broadside of a barn with a cannon, let alone shoot a three-pointer. What is Bobby doing? Indeed, that's going to be the motto of the day, Skywalking. It's going to be the motto of the day. Why don't they give this guy opportunity? I will never get it. I will never, ever get that. He's 27. And we waived him already. He's a free agent again. As no new trades yet, as we continue to wait for the Raptors to do anything other. And then we moved off of Arbaji. Good, great. Get the contract out of here. Frees up a roster spot to potentially make a trade, which it did. Jackson Davis, I guess. So there goes that point. That's funny. Skywalker saying I proposed a trade earlier in the season that we should package for a trade that would include Mo Bamba. Which, yeah, funny. Again, Mo Bamba is one of those weird cases to me. I feel like just give the guy some opportunity and he could do fine. He was fine on the 76ers when he played there back in the day. It wasn't a very long stint, but, it was a 57 games, 4.4, 4.2, 1.1 blocks. Again, it's the shooting percentage, I guess, is the big reason why everyone doesn't like him. He shoots under 50% as a big man, settles for jump shots a little too often, but we have no one. We literally have no one. We played him 2 games. He got 1 block in 3 minutes. It's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. It's one of those things. I say it with football all the time. I don't think it's that complicated. Like, sure, it's a very complicated sport. There's a lot going on, but it's not that complicated. You shouldn't overthink. You shouldn't think so much to a point of overthinking, which I feel like the Raptors have always done. And then we're seeing there, so Davis is like Aaron Baines. Davis is worse. Aaron Baines can at least make some jump shots. If I had to describe Trace Jackson Davis, it would just be guy, athlete. He doesn't do anything good. He doesn't make jump shots. He's a fine rebounder. He's a okay defender, but he's 6'9". He's shorter than Mamu. And we all get on Mamu for being a small big man. And yet this guy is smaller than Sandro. I do not like it. I don't get it. And the Bucks flip Nick Richards. Let's see this pop up. Nope. Shout out Nolan. You guys are better than NBA.com. So I have so much respect to the community here at the CollingsThodeNetwork that we are way faster than NBA.com. Shout out to Nolan Thode for saying Bucks flip Nick Richards to Chicago. Big reason they did that, Chicago didn't have any centers. Literally the only reason. After Chicago traded away Vucevic, they would have had, I think, Jalen Smith would have been one of their few players that can actually play big man. I guess Matas Buzelis is 6'10". And then Austin jumping in saying we cleared that low bar. Yeah, NBA.com has been struggling today. And yeah, here you go. Jalen Smith was the only center. Gershon Yabusele, I'm sorry, isn't a center. So that's why they got Nick Richards. That's, I guess, the question mark answered. I don't really get it. Seeing why isn't Bobby pivoting from Sabonis to any other player? And there are rumors, we were seeing that in the chat earlier, that it's going to be Malik Monk as the guy that's going to be brought in. I'm skeptical a little bit. If it involves us trading away Emmanuel quickly, do it. Do it immediately. He gets paid $10 million less, if I'm not mistaken. And his numbers are great. He's not starting at all this year because Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan. But when he does start, he's fantastic. And he is a guy that, I mean, second place in Sixth Man of the Year literally 2 seasons ago. He put up 15.4 off the bench. It's, yeah, 12.2 or 12.3, excuse me, off the bench this year. It's, yeah, crazy to me. And yeah, IQ or RJ at this point. The only thing with RJ's injury, I don't know if we can trade him. Maybe we can. I mean, yeah, weren't we all upset at RJ last night? 2-point loss. That was a tough one. That one hurt. That was a game we needed to win, as the Raptors now, I'm sure y'all know, 3-game losing streak kind of out of nowhere after we had a fantastic road trip out to the West where we won 4 straight. This team went up. Now we're back down. If we lose our next game, that's 500 in the last 8. It's what a weird season. I would quite like Malik Monk. I think he would right the ship a lot better. He's very similar in a way to Emmanuel quickly. He passes the ball similarly well, especially in a starting spot. They both score the ball in similar ways. They're skinny, small guards. Why not? He's just cheaper. Why not? He's cheaper, and we stay just as good. Whether it's IQ, whether it's RJ, he's the number one guy that Bobby Webster most likely is going to be pivoting to. As, again, looking up in the chat here, it was talked about by Dave Collings here in the chat, our moderator, saying the Kings are willing to part ways with multiple assets, including Malik Monk. So it really looks like that this is going to be the guy the Raptors, or anyone for that matter, is looking to bring in. So it's not as exciting as a guy like, well, Domantas Sabonis. I want Sabonis. I'm being greedy, like being fully greedy. I want Domantas Sabonis as, Bobby Coward. There's so many names that we could be calling him here. Bobby Lazy, Bobby Coward, Bobby. I'm trying to think of someone with W. I'm losing my brain trying to think about some actual trades the Raptors could do here. Yeah, Coward Webster. It's oh my goodness, yeah, 16 more minutes. Where does the time keep going, y'all? Where does it keep going? Thank you so much for that reminder in the chat, because what is happening? It was 2:30 like 5 minutes ago. Now it's already 2:45. And nothing has happened. Am I missing something? How has there only been like one trade in the last 15 minutes, and it was Nick Richards going to Chicago? And then also speaking on their injured, yeah, pretty much the entire team. Giddey's out. Simons is day-to-day. Trey Jones is out. Now, a lot of these are just day-to-day because of the trade that happened. I did see that chat from Austin earlier in the chat saying that they were a hospital room. It's not as bad as it looks. Trust me. But it is not good. There we go. Cal Webster. That's it. Bobby Cal Webster. As I can't believe it. I can't believe that we're doing nothing. I can't believe that we are letting the Utah Jazz, that was it, the Utah Jazz, the Pacers, and the Washington Wizards one-up us. That is inexcusable. It's embarrassing, frankly. It's embarrassing to be a fan of a team that, from the looks of it, doesn't believe in itself or blindly believes in itself. I thinking about it more, this is more so a case. I don't know if Bobby Webster is so much so a coward as much as he's blind, or delusional. He might truly believe that this Raptors team is good enough to compete for a championship. That's what this is telling me. The fact we're not making any moves, and the fact we're not making any advances, no rumors, no nothing, and the fact that we're not going to trade first. Now, I will say the fact we're not trading a first is still so alarming to me. Does this Raptors team think that they're going to need that first? That implies that they are going to tank, like Skywalker was saying. That implies that they are going to tank and rely on that first round pick being a lottery pick, which, please no. Please no. Let's compete. Let's go all in. This is a year to do it. The Thunder look, after bringing in McCain, maybe not beatable, but we beat them once. We beat them. Everyone else in the East looks beatable this year. Boston looks beatable without Jason Tatum. Who knows how ready he will be in the playoffs? Their interior defense is not good now with Vucevic leading the charge at big man. The rest of the Knicks are beatable with Cat being their starting big man. No matter what happens in the playoffs, I like it. The rest of the teams, the 76ers, come on, they're the 76ers, y'all. They're beatable. Those are the only teams and the Pistons, of course, the Pistons. That's definitely the toughest one. Every one of those teams above us is beatable, and we're not doing anything to get better. Seeing Michael Grange on Twitter there mentioned this with Matt and Blake. Checked with another team looking for big man help on asking price for Day'Ron Sharpe, Goga Bitadze, and feedback was neither team seemed interested in moving them. Damn. That sucks, and yes, that hurts from Michael Grange on X. And then seeing in the chat, Bobby Coward and Triple H have something similar. It's, what is that? Not being able to run franchises, not being able to, do the correct move at the correct time. Because that is a Triple H staple lately. At least the Raptors don't play in Saudi Arabia. We got that going for us. And we don't build stadiums just to play in them one day. We'll avoid the WWE rants as we'll focus on basketball here. But good shout there, Rio. Respect for calling out Triple H there. As new trade came in, we have a trade coming out. Not the Raptors, unfortunately. Charlotte Hornets trade they trade Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones has been traded twice now today. Oh my goodness. Charlotte receives Branham to be a guy, basically just a number, a number on the roster, and then Dallas gets Tyus Jones. This is such a nothing trade. Looking over at the chat here, the answer then is pile picks and players on top of each other. Force a bonus. If that's what it takes, that's what you got to do. Crazy to me. And now we are at 10 minutes left, guys. 10 minutes left. And my hope is fading. Let's be real. And it's fading fast for this Raptors team. So let's just take a look at our favorite team up north here, because the Leafs are doing anything but making me happy. Although I think they won the other night, so maybe I'm being dramatic for no reason. But looking at the Raptors and looking at their team, the big question I have is just, is this enough? Can I make this not be so awfully blurry? Yes, I can. I can make this better. Now, we have questions to ask with this roster. The big one being, is this enough? I want to see the guys' names. There we go. No is my answer, but we could dive into it a little further than that. Big question mark, is Brandon Ingram good enough as your star offensive player? It's a genuine question. Maybe. He hasn't proven that yet, but maybe. Maybe he can. Is RJ Barrett healthy enough? Period. Is he healthy enough? No. Never is. Never really has been in his career. And that's the unfortunate part. We're so good when he plays. But looking at his injury history, everything that's been going on with him, 29 games. Last year, oh my goodness. It's just realizing how bad it actually is. 29 games, 58 games. In 2024, oh my goodness, 58 games. And then he was healthy to start his career, but yeah. Oh, and absolutely agreed. Brandon Ingram, should have had the ball in the fourth. Fully agreed. The fact that this team doesn't go to Brandon Ingram in every situation down the stretch is crazy to me. But yeah, that's just me. And then Austin saying, if Siakam could never be the true number one guy, then I don't think Ingram can be, not on his own. And yeah, that's the thing. He's not a Kawhi Leonard level. And that's what the Raptors know we need. And of course, we agree. We know offensively, Brandon Ingram ain't the defensive guy for this team. That is, of course, my favorite player. Second favorite player, other than Shed, is Sky Barnes. And 8 minutes left. Shake my head. As, I just don't think this is enough. I don't think Emmanuel quickly averaging his 17, 6, and 4.5 is a winning point guard. I don't see it, personally. And then having our best bench players. I mean, I love some CMB. I love having him off the bench. I love having Jamal Shed. And I love Sandro Mamukelashvili. I love having him off the bench, but that's about it. I usually love Grady Dick and Jacoby Walter, but this year both have been more or less disappointing to me. Jacoby Walter obviously a little better, but yeah, it's the case of if we could get Sabonis, you trade this guy, you trade this guy, you trade this guy, and you take what you get. Contractually, that works. You might have to add in 2 firsts. You got to learn to stomach that. And that's where I'm going to agree with everyone here in the chat. That is where Bobby Cow Webster coming in at its finest. And RJ needs to go easy on CMB. Yeah, CMB is the best. And he deserves a lot of breaks if he makes mistakes because he is the best and he's going to grow into the best. Dare I say, no, I don't dare say. No, I do dare say. Dare I say he's going to be our Giannis? No, he's probably not. He's not going to grow into that level of an offensive player, but we love CMB. We are officially, we're about to cross over that threshold. We're 30 seconds away from being 5 minutes away from the trade deadline being over, and that being all she wrote, the fat lady singing, whatever you want to call it. As I'm just going to keep refreshing this. Sorry, epilepsy warning. Sorry, folks. I almost gave it to myself there. Nothing. We could hop over to Twitter just to search for anything else here, as I will scroll down my phone here just to see if I'm missing literally anything. I'm not missing anything. I hate to break it to you. So it looks like the end of the road for the Raps. It looks like this is going to be the team we go into the year with. I'd love to hear your takes. Where you see this team finishing in the regular season, given that we're not going to make any more trades, and where you see this team finishing in the playoffs, if you have us in the playoffs. I would hope so, as unfortunately, L Raps, and as well as unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree. I hate to agree. I'm wearing a Raptor jersey. I have the Raptors blanket up behind me, but yeah, it's L Raps right now. For me, I think this Raptors team finishes out refreshing the standings for y'all. I think we finish out as the 5 seed. I think we could pass the 76ers, especially after they traded away Jared McCain. But that's it. We're not going to be better than the Cavs. We're not going to be better than the Celtics, not the Knicks, and not the Pistons. At best, we're going to be a 5 seed this year. At worst, we're going to fall to the play-in. I doubt that. I don't think we're going to get, well, maybe. Maybe we could be the 7 seed. Maybe the Heat could pass us. Yeah, I do too. I want to hear what Coward Webb says later on. I want to know his reasoning for being so cowardice, really. Why he's being so standoffish, cowardice, shy, weak. Anyways, I got the Raptors being a 5 seed and facing off against the Cavs in the first round. And I then have us losing probably in 6 to the Cavs in round 1 as the 5 seed. Now, if we could somehow luck into a way to play the 76ers, I have us as a second round out instead. But with this current roster, sure, we'll make playoffs. They'll be fun. We'll probably not get swept, but that'll probably be it. As seeing over in the chat, Skywalkin saying CP3 didn't get waived. That is interesting. That is really interesting, actually. I want to see that. I want to see CP3 play for the Raptors. I really want to see that now. Now, I know this website is pretty good. Real GM. Yeah. It's just, no. Real GM, you would have to assume, has it. And then seeing... yeah, we're seeing two chats coming in, both breaking my heart to read. Shout out, Rio. Take care. Go back to work. Thank you so much for tuning in as reading some chats coming in. Thank you, anyone, for tuning in here at the 3 p.m. deadline. Looks like it's coming to a close. Later, Rio. As Austin says, by the way, we traded a first, 2 seconds for Pirtle, and in the years since, I've given him 2 garbage contracts. Horrific, horrendous, whatever word you want to use. This is a common Raptors theme, as we're seeing here from an older Raptors fan who's seen a little bit more than the rest of us potentially. This is a common Raptors theme. Don't tank when the draft is super loaded. Darren Peterson, Boozer, AJ DeBoncia, so many others. Be all in trade rumors and don't move on any of them. And keep in mind this has happened before. We didn't trade OG Anunoby when we should have. We didn't trade Siakam when we should have. We didn't trade Norman Powell when we should have. We didn't trade Fred VanVleet when we should have. We didn't trade Kyle Lowry when we should have. Probably shouldn't have, actually, in that 2020 season, but whatever. 5 times now this has happened. All in recent memory for me as a younger Raps fan. It hurts the soul. Hurts the soul. As, explain how we're still in rebuilds, and this was the productive year. Tank when the draft is super weak. Yep, we always love to do the opposites that, so yeah, I fully agree with that take too. Shout out to it. Thanks for putting that in the chat there, Dave Collings. As, looking at this, the trade deadline, it's just showing the Ochai Agbaji stuff. Not showing anything about us waiving Chris Paul. Players becoming free agents. Mo Bamba. Most recent one there. Shout out to the signing of Elijah Martin way back. Either way. That'd be fun. It'd be fun to keep Chris Paul. I want to see Chris Paul play for my favorite team. I'll laugh. As there it is. 3 p.m. Nothing. Now, we will stick around. I'll give it 15 minutes. We'll give 10 to 15 minutes to see what trades come in last minute. It almost always happens, but that's all. And it was a lot of fun, I will say. Quite enjoyed the stream. But man, that sucked. The trade deadline could have went a little better. We'll say that much. As Nolan saying, no Shams tweet for 13 minutes. And yeah, nothing. Right here is the last tweet. Live reporting NBA Today trade deadline special. Woj owns you. You're fraud. You fraud. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Wow. I can't believe that nothing. No teams got active in the last little bit here. Kind of wild how good this team is in spite of itself for the Toronto Raptors. You're damn right. A point guard who I think is inefficient and not a guy that leads to winning games. A lack of center. Even with Pirtle healthy, I don't like him. It's you're damn right, and it hurts. It hurts to agree. It hurts to say yeah. Yeah, we well, that's the thing too, Austin. This team isn't winning. We've lost our last 3. They've been tough games. We're having a genuine big man, a genuine go-to guy alongside Brandon Ingram would have helped. And here we see the hashtag Blue Jays will honor the first game in franchise history with a 77-cent hot dog night on April 7th. I didn't expect to be writing that sentence when I woke up this morning, but such is the gift of life. Good news for the Jays is usually it's Looney Dog, sometimes Toonie Dogs, 77-cent dogs. That's fun. Shout out to the inaugural season. As the NBA trade deadline has us talking hot dogs. You're absolutely right, Nolan. It does. Any big news about Joey Chestnut you guys been hearing about lately? Because it's probably more exciting than anything going on in the NBA. I can't believe it. I can't believe there's been nothing from Shams. Nothing in the last 2 minutes since the deadline's over. Nothing. As thank you, Keegan Matheson on X, for giving us that good news. Sorry, just shook my camera up there. Oh, what a day. What a day for the NBA trade deadline. I can't wait till we do this again, everyone who tuned in, as we will be doing this again on the NHL trade deadline. That's going to be on March 6th. March 6th. I'll get corrected if I'm wrong. That's the joy of the internet, as can't believe it. Raptors trade for a bottle of mustard in preparation for April 7th. It's funny you say that. The Raptors needed to trade for a bottle of mustard. The game I was at last season, February 22nd, Caribbean Heritage Night, a entire dispenser of mustard was stolen and brought up to a guy's seat, and then the cops kicked the guy out. So that's probably why the Raptors traded for an extra bottle of mustard, because that guy stole the only one they had. That's it. That's really it. I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping the gun here by saying it's over. I'm crossing my arms, though. Disappointed dad stance. I'm practicing, of course. 16 minutes. No tweet from the number one insider. What a trade deadline, y'all. What a trade deadline. Let's go through some of the trade candidates in the NBA. And we'll go through some of the ones that I'm most shocked we haven't heard anything about. Oh, it's over. I don't think I could see it. I don't think I could see it anymore that it's 3 p.m. And then, yeah, of course, Dave Collings at the game with me for, yeah, I can't look at the trade candidates anymore because it's not 3 p.m. It's over. That's funny. I'm not going through all this. That sucks. Anyways, yeah, one of the funniest things, Shams is taking a dump, and honestly, he might. 17 minutes, no Shams tweet. It's 3:05. I think I'm going to call it here, folks. I think I had a very fun time today, as hopefully you did as well. We'll do one last refresh here, and that's it. 2:45, the last trade made for the deadline. I highly doubt that. There's probably going to be more news. We might make some shorts later today about it. You'll have to wait and see. You'll probably have to just subscribe, hit the bell icon to make sure you get notified for every single upload. If you made it here after I upload this, you are a champion, and dare I say, I love you. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you're still with me live to this minute and you've been with me the whole time, well, then you are a legend. You are the best, unlike Bobby Webster and this trade deadline. So until next time, everybody, that's all for me, Curtis Collings, on the CollingsThodeNetwork. Peace out.